Good morning, sir. Shall we start, sir?
Good morning, ma'am. Yeah,
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
thank you.
Good morning, all. On behalf of IOT Academy, I welcome you all for the fourth session of National Level Faculty Development Program on the Art of Teaching. Let me introduce the resource person of today's session, Dr. Kunal Raval. He currently serves as a senior faculty, hospital administration, faculty of commerce and management, SGT University, Gurugram, Haryana. He is a medical graduate in Ayurveda medicine and surgery. He has completed his master's in hospital administration, second master's in social work. Along with this, Dr. Rawal has done his triple Master of Arts in Psychology with specialization in clinical psychology. He is a trainer and resource person for certificate course on healthcare quality. Dr. Rawal has also been awarded Academic Excellence Award by Institute of Scholars and Dr. N. Dopapkar Award for Excellence in Academics. He has many professional affiliations like lifetime member of Institute of Scholars, member of Indo Management Association, and a lot more. With this, I hand over the session to Dr. Kunal. Sir, please.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you
Thank
for
you, sir.
a wonderful introduction. A very warm welcome to all my dear friends. I'm trying to share my screen with all of you. Ma'am, is it visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Shall I start?
Yes, sir, sure, sir.
Yeah. So, first of all, thank you so much for giving me an opportunity to share my views on decision-making skills for teachers. So, I think the word decision making is a day-to-day practice for all of us, whether we are teachers from a school education or from a higher education or from higher education institutions, from a university or from central university, whether we are from a background or management or economics or arts or social sciences or humanities or medical or paramedical or dental. In everyday practice, we are involved in a process consciously and subconsciously, directly or indirectly. We are associated with the process of decision making. Now, the question arises, what type of decisions we generally take, and what are the factors which influence such a decision making capacity? Under which circumstances which are able to take right decisions at right time? So, today we are going to discuss about what is decision making, what is the process of decision making, what are the factors which affect or influence the process of decision making, what are the challenges generally we faced while making any decision in our institution, whether it may be a UG level or maybe PG level or a postdoctorate level. As a teacher, we are continuously engaged and involved in a process of evaluating our students, monitoring our students, teaching, learning, capacity building, and developing skills in our student as well as in ourselves also. So we are continuously involved in making decisions. So let's start the topic decision making. And now the question arises, what is decision? The process of deciding about something important. If you have a 2, 3, 4, 5 options, and you have to select which one is more important in a current scenario, in a present time, which one is important, which one is urgent, which is important but not urgent, which is not at all important and not at all urgent. So among these four metrics, you have to decide which is important, especially when you are in a group of people or in an organization. In your day-to-day practice, when you are working with your colleagues, your subordinates, your superior, with your peer groups, and in your organization, when the situation arises, when you have to decide which is important, which is more important among the remaining, it is called decision making. Decision making is a process in which we choose one option among the different alternatives, identify our decision. I'm going to with the option A, or I'm going with the option B. For that, we gather some information, we collect some data, we interpret that data, we analyze, we generate the future scope of that. We also analyze the alternative solutions for that particular problem in which we have to take the decision. And finally, we conclude that, yeah, I am going with the topic A, or I am going with my decision B, or I am going with nothing of the option because it is not suit with my current profile. So decision making is a process in which we choose We identify our best decision among the alternative on the basis of gathering information on the basis of different alternative solutions. Kuntz quoted that decision making is a selection of course of action among alternative in a core of planning. It is a core of planning. When we decided to do something in our organization, in our department, in our university, in our institution, or in our personal life, the different course of action among which we have to decide one. It is called decision making. George and Terry says that decision making is a selection based on certain criteria. Whenever we decide something that I am going with option A or B, that means we on there are certain criteria on which we have decided this option. There are 2, 3, or more alternatives available, and then suppose as a head of the department, I am giving you a choice to select subject. As a subject expert, I am giving you 4 subjects and give your preference. What topic you want to taught in the upcoming semester? So there are 4 subjects, and you decide on the certain criteria that you are specialized in that particular subject. Your PhD is related with that particular subject. You have area of interest of that subject. So I decided to take a subject A or B among the 4. So there are certain criteria on which you have to decide. Duncan says a decision is a conscious choice. Most of the time we take decision and we regret why I choose this subject, why I have given my name for this particular event or conference or seminar or workshop, why I am not taking leave, why I taking. There is there is a situation of dilemma or internal conflict, a war with himself. First of all, we don't want to take any decision because we always try to escape from that particular situation where we take a independent decision. And once we take decision, still we are in a situation of conflict with himself. But remember, decision making is a conscious choice to behave or think in a particular way. How to behave, how to think in a particular way in a given set of circumstances. If there is a particular situation, there is a particular circumstances in front of you, and you have to decide consciously by taking a time and thinking about the particular situation, what are the pros and cons, what are the future consequences, and you are going with the option A, B, or C, or whatever it may be, then it is a conscious choice. When a choice has been made, a decision has been arrived at. Once you make a choice, okay, I will go with the option A, and I finally decided that. Then, decision making is a process of choosing a course of action. Among 2, 3, 4, 5 alternatives, we are going with the best one, which is suitable for us with reference to the current situation or scenario. Now the question arises, what type of decisions generally we take? So there are 2 types of decisions, reactive decisions and reflective decisions. As the name suggests, reactive. In a reactive system, a decision that does not involve deep contemplative thought. A situation arises in front of us and immediately we react on it. We do not spend too much time to think about it, to analyze about it, to gather information about it. And instantly, on the basis of our experience, our expertise, our interest, our choice, our view, we decided, I am going with the option, I am not going with the option. Suppose as an exam coordinator, I called you and said that Dr. Falana, you are allotted for I have enrolled your name for exam duty invigilation, and immediately I react, no, I am not going to give any exam duty, I already given 4, why you are not allocated this exam duty to the remaining 1 and all. Okay, then as exam coordinator I told you, sir, it is the instructions from the university authorities that every faculty members of associate professor rank should give 4 exam duty in this current semester examination, and you have given only 3, and the rest of the faculty members are given 4 already. Then you take a pause. Okay, but now the situation is there, you react initially, you take the decision, I am not going to give any further exam duty because I already given 3 and all. But now the situation arises that there is a order that you have to take you have to give the exam duty. Then you said, okay, send me the duty chart, then I will decide. Ultimately, you are knowing that you have to do the exam duty tomorrow, but it is a reactive decision that I am not going to give exam duty. Now, the second one is reflective decision. In a reflective decision, there is a programmed decision-making process. In this particular situation, you give some sufficient time to the problem, think about the different alternatives, choose the best one, and then decide. Suppose we are planning for a board of studies in the month of mid-July, and a new program is introduced. Maybe in a family business management is a new program which our institution going to offer. And I called all 4 5 faculties among you for a subject for a course designing, and a group of faculty members sit together, and brainstorming process should be there, that this subject should be there, communication will be there, management will be there, proper marketing should be there, or any subject related with the science or environmental background should be there. Okay, so, and finally, after a brainstorming process and continuous discussion in a peer group, we concluded that in this particular program, we offer 6 semesters, and in each semester, there are a total 6 subjects of 3 or 4 credit. And we finally decided the entire course is of how much credit and how much practical is there, how much theoretical exposure is there. It is a reflective decision. A proper scheduled program decision is there. So there are 2 types of decisions: reactive decisions and reflective decisions. As a faculty member, in our day-to-day professional work, we come across with both the situation. In class, there are certain situation arises when we immediately take a decision and send a student out of the class. Why you are not coming regular to the class? Now go out of my class, don't need to attend my class. Already he is having short of attendance, and because as a punishment or as a disciplinary action, you have react on that particular situation for that particular student. So decisions are of 2 types: reactive and reflective. Now, certain characteristics, basically 3 characteristics, are required for any teacher to take decision. Decision may be related with himself, herself, with personal decisions, professional decisions, classroom management, time management, schedule management, calendar management, university events management, any cultural, co-cultural, social, academic event, whatever may be. If you are going to take any decision, 3 basic skills are required. Number 1, knowledge. Number 2, skills. And number 3, dispositions. As a faculty members, please try to focus on this key characteristics. You have already knowledge on the basis of which you are daily engaged in a process of decision making, but you can't aware that this knowledge will affect the process of your decision making capacity. Every day we are involved in the process of decision making, but we don't know that certain skills are also required to take the right decision at right time. So there is a very right saying that decision should be right, and for a right decision, a right person at the right time with the right information should be there. So dispositions, skills, and knowledge are the 3 basic characteristics which should be present at the time of decision making in any faculty member. Now, knowledge. Knowledge means a subject knowledge, a domain knowledge, a expertise knowledge, historical knowledge, economical, political, social, philosophical, cultural, psychological, related with the education, whether it may be a schooling or institutional of higher education or a university level. Because this knowledge, which is related with the capacity of learning and diversity, technology, professional ethics, legal and policy related with the issues and roles and responsibility of the professional of a teaching. If I am a teacher of any university of a domain of a, then it's my duties and responsibility that I should sharpen my edges with respect to my knowledge, so that the decision taken by me for my department, for my domain, for my institution, for my faculty, for my university, for my students should be based on some concrete background. Like some historical background are there, some economical backgrounds are there, some political, some religious, some social, some psychological factors should be considered while taking any decision related with my student. This knowledge should be focused with the lens of diversity. So I'm going to take a decision. Like example, by giving an assignment to my student, why it is not an easy task to assign certain question to the class of 60 students. Generally, what we do, we take one or two topics from each unit. There are five topics in an assignment should be there. A generalized questions will be there for all the 60 students. 10 students will hardly do in a sincere and dedicated manner. The rest of the students will copy it or copy it from internet or from any other social sites, and we are evaluating them on a generalized basis. While giving an assignment, we should be kept in mind what is their learning and capabilities, a diversity in the class, a devotion and dedication in the class, how technology will affect or influence or help the students in order to compile this assignment. What are the legal issues, like assignment is compulsory for evaluation in internal assessment, or it is not a compulsory part. What are the policies of a scheme of examination related with the assignment should be of 5 marks or 10 marks or 15 marks. It should be given on falana date and should be submitted within the deadline. It should be handwritten or in a printed form. It should be in a span. So there should be a policy related with the submission of assignment. And what is your roles and responsibility? A number of assignments will be kept on my table, and I will feel, oh, there are lots of assignments. 1 or 2 days I will wait for it, and then call the CR then and told him, okay, take all the assignment, again redistribute it to the entire class. It will check. No. So while giving an assignment, of taking the decision that I am giving you an assignment, certain factors should be kept in mind related with the respect to the knowledge. Now, skills. What are the skills required? Skill to plan, skills to implement, skill to assess the teaching settings. What are the professional standards? So there are skills required for effective decision making process. Decision making it itself is a skill. Most of the people are well known, well aware about the circumstances, situation. They are very much expert. They are knowing the art of getting the information, knowing the people. They have technical knowledge with them. They are qualified, but they are not skilled in making decisions. And we observe that most of the time they are taking wrong decisions at the right time. So decision making itself is a skill, and certain skills are required, like planning, implementing, and assessing. And the third one, characteristics, is dispositions. Dispositions means to promote learning for all the students. As a teacher, when you are in a class, as a as a if you are a faculty or you are a teacher, it itself means that you are taking a decision that you should be in an academic body, an academic institution, for sharing your learnings from the industry. So while you are in a classroom for teaching any particular subject or any particular program or any topic, there should be an environment of learning among all the students. Certain values, commitments, professional ethics should be there, because it influences your decision making capacity. And how these dispositions are guided? This is guided by your beliefs and attitude, which is related with a value like caring, fairness, honesty, responsibility, and social justice. So while taking any decision, knowledge, skills, and dispositions are the basic characteristics required. Now, what are the areas where we take decisions? There are 3 levels at which decision making process are involved. Number 1, at individual level. Number 2, at group level. And number 3, at institutional or university level, or school, institutions, college, or university level. So there are 3 levels. If I talk about individual level, at individual level, like what type of subject generally, what type of specialization I generally like, what types of topic, subjects in my particular domain I want to teach, like if I am allocated a subject of business communication, then what is the mode of my teaching, what type of study material I'm giving with my student. Some of the faculty members are very much comfortable in sharing notes with the students, while some are will decided that I am not giving you a single topic notes. No, I'm not giving you. You go through with the reference book or test book, explore your libraries or any Wikipedia, Google, and whatever may be. But I'm not going to give you notes. I'm not going to give you certain links or PPT. But while on the other hand, some faculty members are very much comfortable. They are giving you the website links. They are giving you PPTs. They are giving you their self handwritten notes. So it's your decision at individual level, then what type of teaching schedule you are following, what type of pedagogy you are following. I suggest you as a teacher, always develop your teaching style, your own teaching style. It is not like that I allocated the subject of inorganic chemistry, and then I go with the class and go with the theoretical part. Then in the laboratory, I have to spend 3 hours in a week in a laboratory. I'm flow with the traditional system. No, as a faculty member, as a teacher, develop your own teaching style. Your own teaching style. I give an example. Most of the faculty members are not at all interested, and even they have no time for a lecture preparation. And if I told my authorities that I am, sir, I don't get any time for my lecture preparation. So they will say, no, they're not required a lecture preparation. You are expert, yeah. You can teach easily. No, but I always observe that the faculty members of higher institutions and and from the institution of national importance, IIT, IIM, they are always engaged. They are always spend their time in lecture preparation. I I suggest you just take 5 minutes from your schedule before entering the class. List down all the topics which are going to discuss in today's session, in today's class. A summary of total 4 to 5 minutes, in which, like my example, today I am discussing decision making with you. Initially, in first 2 minutes, I will give you the framework of my topic, framework of my entire lecture. Then what is decision, what are the characteristics required, what are the areas of decision, what are the factors which influence the decision making process. So whenever you enter in the class, give a summary of your lecture, of your topic, that today we are going to discuss about falana falana falana, and we cover that much of subject, that much of topic. And now it's your part to search some examples related with it, or I'm giving you some assignment related with it. After completing this topic, we are going for a laboratory work, or a visit hospital, or a visit some site, or whatever may be. So at individual level, as a faculty member, I suggest you always develop your own teaching style, your teaching pedagogy, whether you use audiovisual techniques while you're teaching. Some of the faculty members are comfortable with the PowerPoint presentations. Some of the faculty members are not like it. Some of the faculty members are very much comfortable while drawing on board, but some of the faculty members are not. Some faculty members are comfortable with distribution of papers related with the casework or some formulas or whatever. So develop your own teaching style. It is a decision at your individual level on as which one is more according to you, which one is more fruitful, beneficial, and comfortable for not only you and for your students also. So while deciding the topic of teaching, while deciding the study material, the teaching aid, whether it may be audio, visual, or any other form, what are the parameters of your student assignment? Some like example, it is very simple process while assessing the student. Most of the time what are we are doing, we are giving an average marking to our students, to be very frank. Don't take it the other way. Suppose we have 20 students in our class, and out of 20 we have to out of 30 we have to give them internal marks. So uh, generally we sit with our colleague or CR, and I dictate the marks. Out of 30, 20, 22, 21, he's regular, 24. It is my parameter of evaluating our students. While the scheme of examination shows clearly suggests that 5 marks is for assignment, 5 marks is for attendance, 10 marks is for midterm exam, 10 marks is for co-curricular activity. But in actual practice, at the time of assessing our student, what we are practicing? 5, 10, 12, 15. Okay, now assessment is complete. So take a decision on what parameters you are going to assess your student, on what parameters you are going to evaluate your students, what are your teaching practices, what is your pedagogy, what is your teaching style. Okay. Now, number 2 is group level. There are certain activities, certain events which we have to perform in our institution at group level. Like example, if we are academic council meeting or a board of studies meeting and we have to upgrade our curriculum, our current curriculum. So it is not a cup of tea for a single faculty to develop entire syllabus of a particular program. So 10, 12 faculty members group together, they club together, they sit together, brainstorming process will be there, a proper discussion should be there for what topics should be introduced in current semester and what topics should be excluded from the existing schemes and syllabus. So at that moment, decision making is there, but at a group level. If we are going to organize in a departmental activity, suppose we are going to celebrate World Environment Day or World Earth Day or Consumer Protection Day in our departmental level, certain faculty members are giving the responsibility of e-banner development, certain faculty members are giving the responsibility of registration, some faculty members are involved in ensuring the participation of the student. So here the process of decision making is at group level. Now, the third one is at institutional level or university level. The activities which are in group, but at institutional level. Suppose we are planning a faculty development program or a webinar or a seminar at a grand level or a conference. So, Dr. A is the conference convener, Dr. B is the conference co-convener, Mr. C is a conference coordinator, Mr. D is a conference co-convener. So, we are deciding this, who is going to perform which task. A group of faculty members is ensuring the registration, a group of faculty members is ensuring the kit distribution, a group of faculty members ensuring the accommodation and lodging and food distribution coupons. So here is the process of decision making at a group, but at institutional level and university level. Okay? So individual level, group level, institutional, university level are the 3 levels or the 3 stages where we are involved in a process of decision making. And individually also, group level also, and institutional level also, I suggest you to ensure your active participation in this process of decision making. Most of the time, don't take it otherwise, but we escape from the situation where we have to take individual decision. Okay, as you suggest, as the authorities suggest, as my friends suggest, no. What is your viewpoint? I'm not saying you to argue with your authorities or with your colleagues or with your subordinates or with your friends. No, just put your viewpoint in a systematic manner, in a rational manner, and on the basis of that, take your decision and be stick on it. There should be a rational of your decision and be stick. Don't escape in a situation where you have to take the decision. No. At last, I conclude you why. Now, the principles of teachers' decision making. There are certain principles while taking any decision. For this decision making process, certain principles should be followed. Number 1, knowing the students. Number 2, teacher's personality. Number 3, emotional state. Next one is caring. Next, uniqueness of educational situations. And last one, institutional, operational, environmental, and social context. Let's discuss in brief. Knowing the student. While taking any decision related with your student, whether it may be at the time of admission or syllabus completion or internal assessments or end-term assessment, paper making, moderation, question paper setting, whether it may descriptive, multiple choice question, evaluation, assessment, parents teacher meeting, or a mentor-mentee session, whatever the thing is there which you and your student are involved, always try to ensure that you know your student very well in all the dimensions. What is his educational capacities, what is his area of interest, what is his family background, how he is performing previously in a previous education, how what are the future scope he or she has. So I suggest you, please spend some time with your student, try to know them as much as possible, because it definitely help you in the process of decision making, which is directly related with them. So knowing the student is the first principle while decision making related with your student. Okay, next one is teacher personality. Teacher has to adapt their teaching style and classroom management to fit their character as a personal strength and weakness. Your personality traits, your nature, your behavior, your beliefs, your values, your commitment will definitely influence the decisions which you are going to take, not only at individual level or university level or a group level and whatever level, but it will directly affect your students. Some of the faculty members are very rigid that I am not going to take assignment or take midterm exam, in not going to take any midterm exam once I have already conducted it. Suppose there are 40 students in class and all the students are present in midterm, but 2 students are absent due to their personal reason. And the personal reasons are also justified, like one of them is having a road accident and second one is having demands of close one in their home. Now the students are regularly in a close contact with their faculty, concerned subject faculty member. Please, sir, consider my situation. Please, sir, I have write the application. I have also forwarded it with my batch in charge or my program coordinator or my program convener. I have also written request with the dean or a principal, director of the institution. Please, I have also submit all my medical documents, my fitness certificate, my medical certificate, my illness certificate, whatever maybe the document is there. Please consider and give me a chance to give exam or to submit assignment for internal evaluation. Otherwise, it will affect my percentage. But the faculty not at all considering it because it's your personality part. While on the another hand, some faculty members can understand the situation. They are saying, okay, I will consider it, take a permission from the dean office. If dean allow or a director allow, I have no issue, I have no problem. I will consider your assignment and give you the internal marks. So while taking any decision related with any issue, your personality, your nature, your behavior, your values, your attitude, your commitment will be a major deciding factor. So consciously or subconsciously try to work out on your personality also while taking decisions to another person, especially with your students. The next one is emotional state. As the name suggests, faculty members which are continuously involved in the process of decision in institution, they have their own emotional state. They have their personal life, they have their married life, they have their professional life, they have their career, they have their own limitations, physical limitations. They may have some financial crisis, or they are certain issues related with their spouse, their parents, their children, or whatever may be. But their emotional state, their surrounding situations will affect their emotional state, and this emotional state will hamper the decision making process. So, an important principle of decision making is emotional state. Always try to balance your emotions while entering an institution. So, I suggest you 9 to 4 or 9 to 5 or 10 to 5 is your whatever your professional time where you spend your in your institution. Try to make equilibrium between your emotions, your personal professional life, which will not, because we believe that we are taking decisions for the betterment of our student, and I'm not much affected by my own personal glitches and conflicts and my emotional state. But sometimes our emotional state will affect our decision making. So try to make a balance between it. Caring. Next one is caring. Caring is strongly associated with the teacher's tactful action, with the teacher acting considerately and discreetly towards the people. If you having a caring behavior for your students, for your alumni, for your subordinates, even for your colleagues, it will definitely affect your decision making related with them. So it is an important principle. Next one, uniqueness of educational situation. A teacher is continuously confronted with a situation where he or she has to make an interpretation of the situation and to adapt their own behavior to meet the requirement of each situation. Here, our educational situation, our educational status, and even the mental status of our student should be kept in mind while taking the decision. You personally observe that you are teaching in at UG level and you have 2 lectures at PG level. Even most of the time, some of the topics are common. If like example of management concept, planning, directing, controlling, organizing, staffing. At BCom, BBA, BBA General, BCom Honors, whatever may be the subject, course is there. A subject, management concept or principles of management, yeah, practices of management is there. And somehow at managerial, at PG level, postgraduate level, the same subject is also there. But believe me, the same topic by the same faculty members will be teach in a 2 different class in a 2 different way, because the target audience, the UG and PG students, have their own mental capabilities, capacities, and limitations also. So the educational situations, the infrastructure, the seating arrangement, the classroom arrangement, the furniture, the light, the ventilation, the mental ability, dealing with the student is a major considerations while taking any decision. Now you can say that how this infrastructure will affect our decision making. Believe me, it will definitely affect. Once you entering in the class and there is proper light, there is proper ventilation, then the way you start your lecture is something different. While on the other hand, if you are entering in a class where there is a dim light, there is a improper ventilation, there is too much hot, then you have too much distracted from your topic. And you decided today, I decided to discuss 4 topics, but now we concluded it, and remaining 2 topics will be discussed in our next lecture. You take the decision just on the basis of the surrounding, on the basis of your environmental condition, on the basis of your infrastructure basic. So uniqueness of educational situation is also an important factor. The next one is institutions, operational environment, and social context. Definitely the environment of the institution, of the organization, of the university, of the school in which you are engaged in teaching and learning, and the social environment near you will affect your decision making. However, the number of participants who are present here will totally agree with me that they have their own organizational environment in their particular institution. In my university, there is some different environment. In your organization, in your university, in your institution, there is totally a different working environment. My leave policies are different from your. My maternity paternity policies are different from your. Semester break and summer winter breaks are totally different from your institution. So the working environment, the attrition rate, the satisfaction rate, the working hour, the teaching load, the assessment parameters, the scheme of examinations, the midterm, the syllabus, the curriculum, admission criteria, placement criteria are totally different from the 2 different institutions, and all this help in creating an environment of your particular organization, and this affect your decision making process. So institutions working environment, operational environment, and social environment in which you are spending your 10 to 11 hours per day. The environment of your surrounding in your institution will affect your decision making. Here are the 6 basic principles of decision making, like knowing the students, teacher's personality, emotional state, caring, uniqueness of educational situation, and environment, whether it may be social, operational, or environmental. Now, the process of decision making. There are certain steps for decision making. Number 1, state the problem. Clearly state the problem. Next one is accept the responsibilities for the problem. Once you decided to take a decision, first of all, you should be clear about what the actual problem is. For what problem you have to take the decision, whether it may be required to take the decision, or you are the right person to take the decision, or this decision is related with someone else, or you have not at all to do with this decision. It is a higher authority decision, or it's the chairman decision, or the managing director's decision. You just have to implement it. So first of all, state the problem clearly, then accept the responsibilities for the problem. Yeah, I am responsible for the person, this situation, so I have to take the decision. No, my HOD is responsible. Here, the word responsible doesn't mean not to participate. Yeah, you have to participate in the decision making process, but find out who is the right person, who is the correct person to take the right decision. So my head of the department, or my dean, or my director, or my pro vice chancellor is the person who take the decision on it. Suppose a student is come to fill an examination form, and the examination form filling last date is of 10 days before. Because of such circumstances, he is not able to come timely and fill his exam form. Now, as a program coordinator, he come to me and say, "Sir, please accept my exam form. I'm not able to fill it on an ERP." So it's not my decision. I clearly told them, please go to the dean office, ask the PA of the dean. He will give you an application for the late submission of exam form, then submit it to the pro vice chancellor office. If he approved you, then you can fill the exam form. I have no problem at all. But I am not the correct person or right authority to say that you can fill the exam form. So accept the responsibility for the problem. Then who is responsible for taking the decision? Who is the correct person for the decision? Next one is related data collection. Try to collect the data related with your problem for which you have to take the decision. Once you collect the data, then organize it in a systematic manner. After organizing your data, then interpret your data in order to take the decision. Once you interpret the decision, you can easily identify the root cause analysis. Then this is the root of the problem. They are the causes. So we have to work on it to resolve the problem and to avoid the further occurrence of this particular situation. First of all, state the problem, accept the responsibility, then collect the data, organize the data, interpret data, then identify the root cause. Now take your decision which you are going to implement it, and not only implement it, but also evaluate the result after implementation of your decision, whether you are right or wrong. It is the most important process to evaluate your results. Once you take the decision for a particular problem, then after a certain period of time, evaluate your result for the next time. So this is the process of decision making. Here, interpret means deciding if the problem should be. Interpret the data, that means whether the problem is system generated, whether the problem is crucial problem, whether the problem is defined problem, or it is undefined problem, or it is a crisis problem, or it is an opportunistic problem. Like example, it is a system generated problem. Suppose a student report to you that, ma'am or sir, I have regularly attend all my classes. I'm a regular student from first semester. Now I'm third semester, but on my ERP, my attendance is not shown in a correct way. It shows that I have not sufficient attendance to fill the exam form. Okay, it is a system generated problem. There is some ERP related issues. Just write an application or mail me. I will forward it to the concerned department to rectify it. there is a problem in the system. It is system generated problem, crucial problem. Suppose there circumstance arises which is very crucial at a particular moment, and you have to take the decision. Like today is the examination day, and enter in the examination room is only for suppose 9 to 12 is a total duration 3 hour of the paper, and a student's report at 9:45 because he got an accident just near premises. Because of that, he is not able to report timely at the examination center. And you know him because it's your departmental student, so you know him very well. But it's a crucial situation where you have to take the decision whether to allow him to give exam or not. It may be a defined or undefined problem. That means if in the office order of examination department, it is clearly stated that no student should be entertained after 30 minutes of the examination once commencement, and so you cannot be able to enter. But the situation favors that you take some decision in the favor of the student. So immediately call to the center of chief of examination or a deputy registrar examination, discuss the situation with him or her, and take their opinion and allow the student. So defined problem is there, undefined problem. Certain crisis situations are there. Like some opportunistic problems are there. It is a problem in a current scenario, but it is an opportunity also in a future lens. So decide whether it is a system problem, it is a crucial problem, it is a defined, is an undefined, crisis, or opportunistic. Now the factors affecting decision making. What are the factors which affect your decision making capacities, your decision making process? Number one is programmed versus unprogrammed decisions. Next one, information inputs, prejudice, cognitive constraints, attitude about risk and uncertainty, personal habits, social and cultural influences. These are the factors which influence our decision making capacity. Programmed versus unprogrammed. If there is a problem which is well structured and a well-defined alternate solutions are there, well-structured problem is there and defined alternate solutions are there, then it is a programmed problem. So programmed decision should be there. Like in your organization, you have SOPs, standard operating procedure, for admission, for placements, for alumni, for conducting any FDP or conducting a webinar or organizing any conference. Certain standard operating procedures, guidelines, institutional policies, HR policies. Suppose you are going to take an academic leave, so there are certain provisions for that. So there is a policy in HR for academic leave. So it is a programmed decision making process. If problem is not clearly defined, or problem is defined but their alternate solutions are not clearly defined, it is a non-programmed decision, so it will affect your decision making. Next one is information input. If you have not getting an appropriate information related with the problem, you are not in a condition to take the right decision at the right time. So while taking any decision, just take a break, search for all the relevant information and inputs, collect the data related with the problem, then take a final call. Next one, which is a major hurdle, major factor which affect decision making, prejudice. Most of the time, we say that we are a faculty member, we are unbiased, we are not prejudiced, we are taking over decisions rationally, but it is not at all so. We are prejudiced, we are biased, maybe due to our emotional factors, our experience on the basis of our expertise, or situational conditions or environmental conditions of our institution. But prejudice or biasness is a major factor which affect our decision making process. Now, cognitive constraints. Although we have experience of 20-25 years, we have doctorate, we have written a number of scopus, ABDC and UGC listed papers, but certain situations are there where a cognitive limitations, constraint are there in which we are not in a condition to take immediate decisions. So no issues with that. If certain situation arises in front of you, just take a break and think there are constraints, there are cognitive limitations. In every time, in every situation, you are not in a condition to take right decision. So avoid that particular situation. Take help or guidance from your mentors, from your seniors, from even take help you from you can take help from your colleagues, sometimes superiors also. Even your students can also help you in that situation to take the right decision. So always kept in mind that cognitive constraints are there which affect the decision making process. Next one is attitude about risk and uncertainty. There are uncertain situations, uncertainty is there, risk is there while taking the decision. So it will affect. Most of the people are very much comfortable in their cocoon or in their shell. They are not even bothered what's going in the organization. They are not at all involved in making any decision making process. ये तो बड़े लोगों का काम है, हमें बता देना क्या करना है. They are in a philosophy which believes that they are not involved in the process of decision making. They are only in a phase of implementation. We are so because they are avoiding the risk, they are avoiding the uncertainty. They are not they don't want to get blamed that I have taken the decision. They always escape from the situation. So the attitude of risk and uncertainty will affect the decision making process. Our personal habits, definitely our personal habits affect our decision making process, not at personal level but at group and institutional level, and it will affect all the decisions related with our professional life. So monitor your personal habits, improve your personal habits. If you have a good habits, then try to maintain it. If you have, you know very well what habits are make you what type of habits can act as a hurdle or any barrier in your professional domain. So try to improve it, try to overcome with it with many measures. Next one is social and cultural influences. Our decision making process is too much affected by our social environment, our cultural environment, our political environment, and even our religious environment also. So try to manage or try to make an equilibrium between all this environment surrounding you, because you are a part of environment. So all this directly or indirectly affect your psychology, your cognitive behavior, and it will affect your decision making process. So programmed versus non-programmed decisions, input, that means data inputs, prejudices, biasness, cognitive constraints, attitude about risk and uncertainty, personal habits, social and cultural influences are the important factors which affect your decision making. Now the challenges. What are the challenges you faced while taking any decision? Number one is bounded rationality. Bounded rationality. You are always bound with the rationality, whether the decision is correct or not, on which grounds you have taken the decision, what are the factors which you have kept in mind while taking any decision. Believe me, it is really very difficult for a teacher to take decisions, even a disciplinary action, a disciplinary decision against any mischievous students also, because at the end we are too much angry that we take some mistake decision. On the other hand, we think that no, my decision will affect his career, it will get debar from the internal examinations or anthem examination. So it is a major challenge for us. Escalation of commitment. Some of the uh, teachers having the personality that I have taken the decision and I cannot go back. They feel that their decision is not good or a poor decision at the right time, but just because of their commitment, they are not in a condition to get back or modify their decisions. So it is also a major challenge. Time constraint. Time is also a major factor, major challenge, because some situation arises in our life where we have to take immediate decisions. We have limited time. We have not that much of time to take a call, to discuss with someone, to think too much about it, to think pros and cons, advantages, disadvantages, fair and unfair, good and bad, justice, injustice. We have no time at all. We have to just take a decision on the basis of our inner call. So time constant is also a major challenge. Uncertainty is there, whether once I decided to take the particular decision, but the circumstances doesn't allow me, and after certain time, because of uncertainty, I have to take my decision back. Biasness is there. A small percentage of biasness is always present between us. We It is also, frankly speaking, in a medical sense, it is some symptoms which we are already affected by biasness. Because like an example, if a student is there who is actively participated in co-cultural activities, he is singing or dancing or anchoring in any event, he is always present in the in your institution campus, or in any cultural activity. He is the first student who enrolled his name, actively participate in them. But while in a classroom, he is always absent, because he is going for a practice there, he is going uh, for rehearsal there. While at the time of internal evaluation, on which grounds you give them marks or deduct his marks is a major decision which you have taken. While considering all his performance, his educational background, his active participation, his presentation from his representation of university in different domains, by believe me, it's really a major challenge for you to give them internal marks. Conflicts are there. Conflicts may be process conflict or relationship conflict. If there is a system related problem, so there is a conflict related with the management, related with the superiors, related with the dean, director, or organization or superior. So conflict, it is a process conflict. And if it is an individual at personal level, at group level, at peer level, so it is a relationship conflict. So decision making is more difficult when it's a matter of conflict at a personal relationship level or at a process level. Now, how to overcome from these challenges? One of the most important, open communication should be there with the students, with their family members, with their guardians, with our colleagues, with our subordinates, with our higher authorities. A optimum learning environment should be ensured by the teacher. An environment of teaching and learning should be enforced in your institution, so everyone will be engaged and using their potential in teaching and learning something new. Promoting harmony among students, always ensure such activities in your classroom teaching, which may be a role plays, it may be group discussions, it may be brainstormings, it may be any other act in which students of different thoughts, different minds, different natures, different behaviors, different values, beliefs, students come under a single umbrella and perform with harmony. So promote a harmony among your students. Ensure your students' participation in your 60-minute lecture. Try to give at least 20 minutes to your students for open discussion. Motivate them to ask questions, motivate them to participate, to share some examples, some, whether it may be related, directly not related with the topic, but give them space to to showcase their viewpoints, to showcase their interest, to express themselves. Engaging uninterested, some of the students are not at all interested in such types of activity in teaching, learning, and role play. Try to make them participative, give some additional time or motivate them, try to openly discuss them, spend some time with them, engage them in any possible way. So they feel that they are also a part of the organization, also a part of the classroom. It is not necessary that to participate only in academic activities or in academic discussions. There are certain platforms available in the institutions where they can showcase their talent, they can showcase their interests, they can actively participate and represent the institution or university at another level. So open communication, optimum learning environment, promoting harmony among students participation, and engaging to the uninterested students are some points which can help you to overcome with the challenges related with the process of decision making. At last, I just conclude that successful people don't make the right decisions 100%. I totally agree. You take decisions. It is not compulsory that 100% your decisions are right. Successful people don't make the right decision 100% of the time. They make more decisions to increase their chances of making the right decision. So as and as you take the decision, as and as you take the honors, as and you take the responsibility to take the decisions, the number of chances will increases to make the right decisions. So always be active, be alert, be conscious, be participative in the process of decision making rationally, actively, constantly. So the chances of taking right decisions will proportionately increases, and it will definitely help not only your students but even to you also in your personal and professional life. So thank you so much. It's over from my side. If anyone is there who want to share your experience, your views on the topic, please welcome. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir. The session is open for discussion now. You can post your queries in the chat box or you can unmute and directly interact with the resource person. Thank you all. Thank you, sir.
So I hope you can able to get what is the process of decision making, how the decision making is important and has a significant role in our personal and professional life.
So there is a question posted in the chat box, sir. Can I read it?
Yeah, please.
What do you mean by problem? Is it an internal or external? Can we use some other word instead of problem?
Yeah. Problems mean not only a problem in any situation, any circumstances, any unfortunate situation where we have to take some decision. Problem word, we use problem word in mathematics also, in statistics also, in marketing also, in medical also. So here the problem word means any external or internal circumstances which arises in front of us, in which we in a situation in we have to take certain decision, and this decision may be based on our rules and regulations, our duties and responsibilities, our pedagogies, our policies, and our surrounding environment. So any situation for which we have to take decision is coined as term problem. Definitely, Sujata, psychologically, I conclude that the major decision making, the major factor which affect the process of decision making is our psychology. And how this psychology will build? This psychology is built on the basis of our beliefs, our values, our experience with the surrounding, with our students. And these psychological factors will affect the process of decision making. Suppose I give an example. In my previous semester, I have not given any assignment in the first 3 months, and in fourth month in a semester, I give an assignment, give 15 days to submit it, and then midterm exam arises. And what I practically observe that students not submit their assignment timely because they have their own excuses. Like, sir, only 15 days are there and assignment is too lengthy. Then after that, midterm exams are there. Then preparatory leaves are there. Then final and term exams are there. Can we submit it on the day of examination when we have come? Now, psychologically, in next semester, I got an experience that is just to assign the assignment at the within the first 15 days of the commencement of the classes of the current semester. Students are well aware that on which date they have to submit the assignment, what are the process of, and what date their attendance will be considered, when their first midterm exam will be there, the declaration of the result of first midterm on what date should be there. So a proper academic calendar should be there. So psychologically, student and as a faculty member, both are free from the process of decision making. I'm well aware that psychologically that I have to give the internal assessment marks to my head of the department before 15 days of the completion of the semester, and students are also much aware about it. So psychologically, physiologically, emotionally, socially, these factors will affect the process of our decision making. Thank you. Thank you.
Any more questions? You can post your questions out in the chat box.
So,
any more questions? So I think there are no more questions.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. So thank you, everyone.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you for sharing your view also. Thank you for giving me a platform to share my opinions on the process, the topic decision making. Thank you, organizers, for inviting me.
Yes, sir. On behalf of IOT Academy, I thank Dr. Kunal Raval, sir, for your very informative and enlightening speech, sir. And thanks for the nice and beneficial presentation. Your tips on decision-making skills for teachers will be very beneficial, sir. Thank you very much. I thank all the participants for joining the session. Kindly fill the feedback form using the link that has been posted in the chat box. Thank you all.
Thank you. Shall I leave the meeting, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.